Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, last night we had a live stream. It went so well. Thank you to everybody who joined and thank you to everybody who watched after the fact. We really had a nice time. I showed the new picture of the Prince and Princess of Wales. And so that's what this is here. Sorry about Marcus on the side. It's part of the live stream. So that's why it looks like that. But I'm going to play the part. We got into a really interesting discussion about Colombia, the Colombia Trip, why some are saying it's canceled, why I believe it's not canceled, and what I think is going on, and your thoughts on all this. So take a listen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about Colombia. I see people talking about it, and I have a lot to say about this. I'm going to pop this up on the screen. We're going to talk about this. This is from the Daily Mail. This came out today. Adjusting image. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It looks like it came out yesterday. Today's the 11th. Yeah, it came out yesterday. Let's talk about this. Okay. As the Sussexes, no, I don't say their title, as those two prepare for a quasi-royal tour. Okay, all right, this is where I get annoyed. I cannot call it a quasi-royal tour. It is not a royal tour. This is them cosplaying and going on vacation. So let's talk about it. Now, I've already seen your comments saying, oh, it's been canceled. It's been canceled. Can I tell you my honest thoughts on this? And I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't think it has. I'm hearing that some YouTubers who shall not be named are spreading around clicky things like that. Like, oh, it's been canceled. I don't think it has. And the reason I don't think it has is because this article just came out. And in the article, which you'll see, they're the first ones to actually say what day they're going. So I think that they are going. And I don't think that... I don't think Colombia would want, listen, it's embarrassing that they would even want these two here, but I don't think that Colombia nor those two would want the embarrassments of anybody backing out. So I think they're using each other, meaning Hank and Skank and Colombia. And I don't think anybody's backing out. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But I think that I get very frustrated. I've talked to other YouTubers about this. Sometimes, and not naming names, people throw out things for clicks and then it gets spread around, and that's not necessarily the truth. We don't know yet. So we'll see. Maybe it is canceled. We'll see. But I don't think it is. I think they are still going. I have this feeling there was something that came out. I did a bunch of research, and this article came out specifically saying what day they're going. I'm not trying to tease it out. I'm going to show it to you. And then there was something that actually came out, I believe, when I was researching. It was like a Colombia-specific publication referred to them being there and specific places that they will be. So I think it's still on. I think people are just trying to get clicks. It's annoying. But maybe they did postpone. That could be. That could be. So we'll see. Regardless, we'll see what happens. We'll just play it by ear and we'll figure it out together. But shall we take a look at this and talk about Colombia? Because I do have a lot of thoughts on this. Regardless, if they go soon, if they go later, whatever, let's talk about it. To me, it's just another opportunity to use a culture to their advantage, right? Again, the hypocrisy, right? She's pretending to have studied whatever it was, like international relations, doesn't know how to curtsy, doesn't understand other cultures. I literally just did a video with Dylan, Winning Communication. I love Dylan. Got to give him a shout out. Where we show that she made women in South Africa sit on the floor. And then turns out in their culture, they believe that sitting on the floor is reserved for like morning activities. So a woman was literally saying, we can't sit on the floor. And she's like, come on, come on. So you've seen the video. That's where I'm going with that. Just completely unaware. And listen, I'll throw her one and say, I don't know every culture or custom, but you better believe if I'm going there and pretending to be on a royal tour or whatever, I'm going to, familiarize myself with the customs. I mean, it's just good manners, I think. And then my other thought on Colombia is, who are they pretending to be representing? Obviously not the royal family. In my opinion, they just seem like they're in need of more content and more free vacations. And then my other question that I wrote down is, do you think she's practicing her soap story in Spanish? If they're headed to Colombia, which I believe that they are, you think, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Colombia is known for a lot of things. It is the number one produce. Yeah, it's the number one producer of the cocoa plant in the world, which can be made into things that may interest Harry. Oh yes, oh, we have to go. It's my pilgrimage. But just yeah, what does Olaf smell like? Mm. At the end of the day, whenever they go out in public, it's hilarious. Yeah. So that's all we want. But I mean, in reality, does it mean anything? No. It means about as much as if I went there and hung out and I'm like, oh hey, I'm in Colombia, and everybody in the world's like, all right, we care. Not really, but it does lay well the red carpet out for the travesty of, the cavalcade of fails and gaffes that they're going to put together, I'm sure, and horrible outfits.
Oh yeah, she'll probably wear a bikini top to this one, to some school event or something. It'll be ridiculous. But yeah, so many people bringing up in the comments exactly what I'm thinking too, which is, so your Dum Dum is publicly saying Britain is too dangerous for us to go back. I will not bring my wife back there, all that. And yet again, going to Colombia, and I'm trying to dance around this, but I don't think it's a secret that it's not safe there. It's a known thing. So just give it a little Google and see what warnings are in place. Totally fine to go there. The hypocrisy with these two is just off the charts. But let's keep reading so we can talk a little bit more about this, because I want to show you what I found. All right. So when Meghan Markle and that one touched down in Colombia this week. Okay. Unless it's been postponed, which I understand can happen. Looks like they're going this week. This is the first article that has made reference to specifics. I thought that they may have been being vague for security reasons. Security. I'm thinking of South Park, right? Security. But here they're actually pointing to, read the second paragraph here with me, will begin their 4-day tour of the, quote, crime-ravaged South American country on Thursday, and will visit the capital, Bogota, the historical colonial city of Cartagena on the Caribbean coast, and Cali, where they will attend a cultural festival. So this is the first one I've seen that specifically says days and more about their plans, that it's a 4-day trip and including where they potentially might be going. Nothing would shock me. They could postpone. They could be making, here's what I suspect sometimes, is they put out these fake stories. So that way, if people report on it, they can be like, oh, misinformation, shut them down. So that's why I'm always very careful. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just explaining my process here. I'm very careful what I say, how I say it, and I think about, does it feel true? Has it been verified by more than just one person? So that's what I would implore you to do about that. Because I have so many people, the new thing is, Jen, why aren't you talking about Meghan's been kicked out of this party or that party? That is a rumor that circulates every couple of months. It bugs me so bad. One of them at one point was that Johnny Depp threw her out of a party. Johnny Depp threw her out of a party. First of all, I love that man even more than I already do. And second of all, you don't think she'd be screaming it from the rooftops and calling him the ist words? I think she would. So anyway, I just want to explain my thought process, why I do think they're going, and it could be potentially this week. So I'm here for it. I'm recording with the twins and HG later in the week. It doesn't matter. I'll be all over it. I may end up pushing that back. We'll just see. All that stuff will come out, and if this happens, I'll be talking about this, because it's going to be a shit show. I'm here for it. But it really does bug me when some of these other YouTubers spread this misinformation, because it makes us all, well, I'm just going to say it makes them look bad. That's on them. But then that way people can blanket say, oh, you're spreading misinformation. No, I'm not. I'm very thoughtfully researched. I mean, I really try my hardest. Yeah, I'll get something wrong sometimes. It happens. But my goodness, like it's a personal pet peeve of mine. I've actually been talking to the other YouTubers about it. It really bugs me. Anyway, my rant, soapbox, stepping off of it. But yeah, it sounds like they might be going this Thursday, arriving at the invitation of Up with the Traitor and the Tantrum. I think those are such good names for those two. I came up with it last night and I found myself laughing. perfectly sums those two up. But Trader and Tantrum um, will be headed there and have the quote exceptional opportunity to engage with elders. Why, oh, why would anybody want these two anywhere talking to anyone? If you have these elders, wouldn't it be better for them to learn from the elders? Not for these two who can't hold a job, can't follow through on anything, don't know what the hell they're doing or talking about to come through, pretend to hold hands and, I don't know, wear bikinis to schools? I mean, like, what are we doing here? But it says they're going to engage with elders, youth, and women. Oh, yeah, because Meghan has a track record of going after women who embody the aspirations and voices of Colombians. You know what I'd like to do is talk to, just regular Colombian people, normal citizens with no skin in this game, and hear what they have to think about this, especially if, as I'm assuming here, I have to say that allegedly it's all being paid for by Colombia, right? They're using each other. And so if it's being paid for by Colombia and by extension tax money, then I would like to hear what, your average Colombian person thinks about this. And illuminate Colombia's role as a beacon of culture and innovation. Again, how are we going to do that using Hank and Skank? Okay, so let's go on to the next part of this article because there was something else I wanted to show you too. The trip will allow Meghan, I'm not even going to read that part. Oh, this is what I want to show you. Okay, to show off her fluent Spanish. Okay, let's talk about that. Her fluent Spanish. I'm using big old quotation marks there. Now remember, she loves to tell the story of working in the U.S. Embassy in Argentina. Okay. I have my own thoughts on that, and I have to dance around this too and say allegedly, right? We've heard the stories that that's not so much what it was. It was more arranged by her uncle, and she only spent a little bit of time there, and I forget exactly. Again, I'm saying allegedly because I don't remember the exact details, but it was like didn't work out so well, so she only spent a couple weeks and then went and pissed off somewhere else. I don't know, something like that. But then she's told this tale of, I learned French for 8 years. She said that on the Craig Ferguson show, but then in other places she said, I studied French for 4 years. That's a pretty big difference. I'd cut her some slack if she said it was like 4 or 5 years. And then I'll wrap up this Colombia story. I'm here for it. If they go, they go. If it ends up being delayed, it's delayed. We'll see what happens there. I don't believe anything they say, so we'll take it all with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna cover it if they do go. I'll make fun of it. This is where they're supposedly, allegedly being put up. And I had the number in front of me. Again, I'm not prepared. No, I am prepared. I just don't have this number in front of me right now. I want to say a little wrong. It's between 4,000 and 5,000 a night for the suite that they're supposedly staying at in this place. Now, I'm sure they're not footing the bill. I'm sure Colombia's got that taken care of for them. Why, though? Why would they take it? Can't answer that. If it's just a vacation and it's not a royal tour, it's not even a quasi-royal tour because they're not even quasi-royal anymore. Why would anybody foot the bill for this? But it looks like a beautiful place, so there's that. Too bad they're going to wreck it by bringing those two in there. And then I had this I wanted to read to you. This was a comment I found when I was researching. I just thought it was so well said. I wanted to read it to you so we can give this person a shout out. Lou says, an ego-boosting trip for the pair. Like Nigeria, off the back of taxpayers. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying too. Off the back of taxpayers in a poverty-stricken country. Wouldn't it make more sense if they came in and made donations and things? No, they would never do that. Swanning around self-importantly, holding hands. Let's see if that happens because we saw them on that interview, and I will talk about that. Looked like they were into holding each other's anything in that interview. Venues and people they meet carefully selected, surrounded by tight ring of security, which Harry will have demanded, and Meghan will be the, quote, star of the show, delighting everyone by speaking Spanish. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a train wreck. I'm here for it. It'll be completely inappropriate and really funny to watch. I don't know what either side of this transaction, I am calling a transaction, hopes to accomplish by this. Harry and Meghan, I guess I could explain, they want the publicity. Look at that face. They want the publicity. They need more content. I don't, something like that. Maybe the parking lot pap walks just aren't intriguing anybody anymore because we realize how pathetic the whole thing is. So maybe they have to do these big grand stunts, and she's thinking free vacation, more time away from the kids. Yay.
Somebody did ask, why are they telegraphing where they're staying if they're so worried about security?
Exactly.
And then another comment mentioned that they didn't seem to be happy with their accommodations. Maybe that's their way of getting moved out of the hotel.
Oh.
They're like, I don't like this one. Hey, everybody, we're here.
Oh,
And then they can say they're being stalked and unsafe.
I have something to add to that. That's brilliant, whoever came up with that. Okay, I'm coming off this South Africa thing, meaning I've been researching and reliving all the South Africa nightmares that they did. And during my research to this, I was reminded that they said that they were it was before the trip, but it was during this that I was researching. I'm bringing it up. Before the trip, they said that they had honestly thought about living in, I believe it was South Africa. It may have just been, he may have just said Africa, but living there. Okay. But then remember what deterred them? That somebody leaked their plans to the press. I wonder who somebody is and who would have done that. Of course, Meghan did that. So that way it could feed into Harry's paranoia. He wouldn't have to move to South Africa or wherever they were talking about moving at the time. So yeah, it's just funny that, again, it's interesting to go back and look at things like that. Also interesting to see how stupid he is and how manipulative she is, in my opinion. You guys, a huge thank you to everybody who came out and live chatted. Thank you to everybody who watched after the fact. Thank you for being so wonderful. Look at this place. What in the world? I don't understand what Colombia's thinking. I don't understand what Harry and Meghan are thinking. I don't understand any of it, but I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for always being so lovely and supportive. I made an announcement in the live stream yesterday, you guys. I'm working on something big. I have started to set up an office. If you know at all, for the last however many years I've been recording from a dining room table. So I'm setting up an office in the hopes that in the next couple months, I'm going to start going on camera. That's right. I'm thinking about it. So probably my plan is to do some on camera and then some back at this method. So we'll see. But I figured when I do collabs, it's easier to be on camera. And when I do lives, it's easier to be on camera. So that's kind of my plan. So I'm working toward that. Just know that. So a lot of you had said you wanted that to be a thing. I'm working on it. Again, it's still a little bit early to be talking about it, but I'm letting you know I am working toward that. We're working on cleaning out one of our rooms right now. But thank you guys for being so lovely in the chat. Thank you for everything. Let me know your thoughts on all this. And, whatever they are up to, I'll be talking about it. If they do end up in Colombia this week, it's going to be a blank show. Whenever they end up there, it's going to be a blank show. I'm going to be talking about it. It'll be rude and inappropriate, just like the two of them are. And I'm here for it. Thank you guys for being so lovely. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.